The investor who lost his family's life savings. Picture this. You're sitting at your parents' kitchen table. Same table you ate breakfast at your whole life. Except today, you're about to tell them you lost 70% of their retirement. Everything they saved for 30 years. Gone in 6 months. Let's call him Daniel, 26 years old, smart kid, self-taught investor. Spent every night for 2 years reading, learning, building models on his laptop. At the kitchen table he'd later sit at for a very different reason. He wasn't reckless. He wasn't some guy throwing money at random stocks. He was good. Really good, actually. So one night, over dinner, he made his pitch to his parents. Let me manage part of your retirement fund. I know what I'm doing. I've done the research. I can grow this. His dad looked at his mom. His mom looked at Daniel. And they said yes. For the first year, it worked. The account grew. Slowly, but it grew. Daniel felt like a genius. He felt like he'd finally proven something. To himself, to his parents, to everyone who ever doubted a kid with no finance degree and a library card. Then, the market turned. It didn't happen all at once. That's the part people don't understand. It's not one bad day. It's 100 bad days, one after another, each one a little worse than the last. Daniel watched the numbers drop every single morning. He told himself it would turn around. He told himself he just needed to hold on a little longer. He didn't tell his parents, not at first. Not when it dropped 10%. Not when it dropped 30%. By the time it hit 70% gone, he wasn't hiding numbers from them anymore. Actually, he was hiding the truth from himself. One night, he sat alone in his apartment, staring at the screen. Not moving, not eating, just staring. He finally understood something. He wasn't going to fix this by waiting. He was going to have to walk into that kitchen and tell his parents the truth. And that walk felt longer than anything he'd ever done in his life. He told them straight. No excuses, no softening it. 70% of the account, gone. His fault, his decisions, his mistake. His mother went quiet. He drove to his parents' house on a Sunday, sat down across from them, same table, same chairs. Nothing about the room had changed. Everything else had. His father sat back in his chair. And here's the moment that changes everything. This is the moment you need to hear. His father didn't yell. He didn't slam his hand on the table. He looked at Daniel, calm, steady, and said, "I'm not angry you lost the money. I'm angry you never told us it was possible." Daniel sat there and felt something break open in his chest, because his father was right, dead right. Daniel had shown them the upside, the growth, the wins. He never once sat them down and said, "This could go badly. This could go very badly, and if it does, here's what that looks like." He'd been so confident. He forgot to be honest. And that was the real failure, not the crash, the silence before it. Daniel didn't run from it. He didn't disappear. He didn't blame the market, the economy, bad luck, any of it. He got 2 jobs, one during the day, one at night. For 3 straight years, he worked almost every single day, putting every spare dollar back into rebuilding what he'd lost. 3 years. Think about that. Not 3 weeks of motivation, not 3 months of hustle before quitting. 3 years of steady, quiet, grinding work. But here's what really changed. It wasn't just the money he was rebuilding. It was how he talked about risk. To his parents, to every single person after that who ever trusted him with anything. He became radically honest. Before every decision, every plan, every risk, he laid it all out. The upside and the downside. No hiding, no soft pedaling, no confidence without honesty standing right next to it. And slowly, the account came back, dollar by dollar, paycheck by paycheck. But the real win wasn't the number on the screen. The real win was who he became getting there. Here's what I need you to take from this. Rock bottom doesn't usually show you what you did wrong. It shows you what you didn't say. Think about your own life for a second. Think about the risks you're taking right now. In your business, in your relationship, in your health, in your money. Are you being honest about what could go wrong? Or are you just selling everyone, including yourself, on the best case version? Confidence is not the same thing as honesty. You can believe in yourself completely and still owe the people around you the truth about the risk you're carrying. Because when things go wrong, and at some point they will, the people around you won't be angry about the loss. They'll be angry about the silence. So say the hard thing now, before the fall, not after. If this story hit you the way it hit me, do one thing today. Go have one honest conversation you've been avoiding. About money, about risk, about a plan that isn't as safe as you've been letting people believe. Say it before the fall, not after. If this pushed you, hit subscribe, because next week, I'm telling you about the woman who walked away from a 6-figure job with nothing saved and built something bigger than anyone expected. See you then.